Alright, y'all. Today I'm going to be walking y'all through what a typical SBD day looks like for me on the off season. Squat, bench, and deadlift for all my non-powerlifters. But I obviously do my comp squat, bench, and deadlift throughout the week. So my SBD days are typically structured around what stood out to me throughout the week of what I need to work on, so to speak. So squats felt really good this week. This is my first SBD day post-comp, so not really trying to go anything too heavy, but SSB squats are one of my favorite ways to build my low bar squat, simply because you're fighting the anterior pelvic tilt and it forces you to keep your back upright the entire time, and it's kind of like a high bar squat on steroids. So what we're going to do is start with SSBs. Not 100% sure what I'll end up working up to, but we'll see how the hips feel. We'll see how the glutes feel. We'll see how my back feels. Most importantly, and we'll go from there. So. Let's fucking go, bro. One plate felt good, but better. But the one thing I'll say before I continue loading this bar up is, when you're performing these, make sure you kind of hunch over like a pig on armadillo, as facetious as it may seem. Because one of the things I used to do, which really screwed me over with this, is SSBs are very heavy bars. 55 pounds, but it feels like 200 if you ask me. But I always used to flare my elbows up to make it easier, when in reality I was making it significantly hard on myself. Because you got to remember, the weight distribution of this bar, the gravity's already pulling you down a lot harder than it would for a regular bar, since it's straight across. So you kind of just have to allow yourself to fold while maintaining your core to really do this properly and to get the most out of it. Because if you flare your elbows up thinking it's going to take any pressure off your back, you're wrong. It's going to make it way worse. So when you're kind of coming into it, instead of flaring your elbows up thinking it's going to alleviate the weight, brace your core and allow yourself to just fold inward. And then explode up. If you're not familiar with this bar, it's definitely going to hurt for the first couple of weeks. It takes a while to get used to this bar, but the more you get used to that pattern and that type of bar path with this, it'll become a lot easier. 2 plates. So before I get into 3 plates, we're going to talk about the difference between straight sets and back down sets. Obviously, straight sets allows you to do a heavier weight consecutively for many sets, whereas a back down set is going to allow you to increase your hypertrophy and your volume by performing a weight for more reps at a lower weight. But me personally, I get more out of it from doing a heavier weight for more consecutive sets, as opposed to doing an extremely light back down. It just doesn't make sense to me. So pros and cons of each. Do what works for you, but me personally, I would much rather heavy straight sets than nonsensical back down sets with super lightweight. Let's get it. 4 plates felt good. Well, 3 plates on the 4. Still warming up, so I'm only doing 1 or 2 reps. Four plates felt good. I think we're going to do 4 1/4 for a 3x3. So let's see how I feel. Set numero dos. Let's keep up the intensity. Last set of this nonsense, aka the worst bar ever invented. Ain't nothing to it but to do it now. Alright, squats are done. Now we're on the bench press. Many different variations you can do on an SBD day. And like I said, I try to treat my SBD days like a foundational day. So, again, working on what makes your compound stronger. So for bench press, I'll do floor press, I'll do Duffalo bar, I'll multi-grip bar, I'll do pin press, etc. Today, I'm going to do the Duffalo bar. Purpose of the Duffalo bar is simply the curvature of the bar, which instead of a flat bench, the curvature allows the bar to come further past where a normal press would be, which makes it more challenging, but then it translates better to a flat bench and it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to probably do a 3x4 of some sort of weight today, probably around 325. Pause. We'll see how that feels. Again, for anybody who's not used to this bar, don't get down on yourself. It is very weird. It does take a little bit of adjusting. You have to understand that you are going to be coming down much further than you would from a regular flat bench, from a regular flat barbell, rather. So don't get mad at yourself if you can't, if your max is 3 plates and you can't do 3 plates on this. No one can usually do this the same as their PR, so don't get down at yourself. It's meant to help you. Still warming up. 2 plates on the bar, around 235 pounds. First working set of 325. Let's see how it goes. Set number 2. Let's get it. Last set. All right, last up, we got deadlift. What do I do to strengthen my deadlift? We got, last week, for example, I did deficit deadlifts, which allows you to pull further up than you would on a traditional deadlift, so it makes it harder in that aspect, and it strengthens your posterior chain, your lower back, etc. But I usually rotate between a deficit deadlift or a pause deadlift. So today, since I just did deficit deadlifts last week, I'm going to do pause today. So probably the same thing. I'll work up to a top triple for a 3x3 somewhere between 550 and 585. So let's get into it. If you notice from my warm-ups, I don't pause it because I'm simply not wasting energy on light weight before I get to my working set. So I don't start pausing it until I get to my working set. Some people like to pause it right off rip. I'm not doing that. So we're going to save our energy, warm up, and when I get to my top sets, we'll begin pausing. Last warm-up set, Top set, 6 plates, going for 3. I need to beat the drop, leave me alone. Easy money. I know I said I was supposed to do a 3x3 of that 585. Not a chance on God's earth I'm doing that. So, change of plans. 555 on deck. Gonna hit this for 3. Then gonna drop to 535 and hit that for 3 and call it there. Thank you, SSBs, for destroying my back. Yes, I'm still waiting for the beat to drop. Once again, leave me alone. Last set. Alright, y'all. SBD day complete. I'm tired. But before I leave, I just want to say, obviously you can take what I show you with a grain of salt when it comes to getting stronger, but I think more than anything, I know, and I've talked to so many people who don't even know their full potential, but long story short, before I go on a huge rant session, is when it comes to strength, when it comes to powerlifting especially, it's mind over matter. And it's so true because, like I said, I've talked to so many people who want to hit a certain weight for squat or bench or deadlift, but they get in their head too much. They think, oh my goodness, what could happen? They just saw a pec tear on social media and now they're freaking out of, I can't go too hard because I don't want that to happen to me. The ambiguity that comes with the gym is never going to leave. Like, at the end of the day, when you're pushing it and you're going really, really heavy, even with perfect form, there's still a likelihood, small chance, depending on your body mass, but there's still a small chance that you could get injured. I mean, it's a part of the game, but at the end of the day, don't let what you see on social media hinder your growth. You know what I mean? Like, if you see a quad tear from a 900-pound squat, don't think, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to do 405 because I just saw an injury on social media and that's going to happen to me. You can't think like that. Like, you can't think, oh my goodness, I can't push myself because I might fail the weight. That's fine. Failure is a part of growth, and we learn from our failures, and we do our very best to not repeat those failures. So at the end of the day, I mean, I've failed a weight on squat, bench, and deadlift. I can't even count that high. But you learn from it. You figure out what happened. You figure out what might have went wrong, what felt off, did you warm up enough, are you recovering, are you consuming enough protein? It's the little stuff that you just think about when you do those failures, and then you grow from it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not failing, you're not trying. You're going to limit yourself in the gym if you only do a weight you're comfortable with. I know my AAU coach from years ago always said, you have to become uncomfortable to grow. And when it comes to, especially for my more advanced lifters, when it comes to reaching that next milestone, like let's just say you're already squatting 600, to get to that 650, to that 680, there's no more time for, oh, I'm scared, especially when you're on stage and on the platform. There's no time for that. There's no doubting yourself. You have to be 100% locked in, and you have to fully commit to the weight or you're never going to hit it. So that's my little bit of words of wisdom. Always keep your head up. Always stay motivated. Don't ever let what you see on social media take a toll on your growth, take a toll on how you view the gym. Because again, I'm not even going to get into PEDs and all of that stuff of what people are taking nowadays, but don't even think about someone tearing their quad on 1,000-pound squat PR or whatever in the world. It just doesn't. It looks like a Marvel character. So focus on you and only you. Focus on getting 1% better every day, and you'll be just fine. So with that said, I'm out. Gonna get some food. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope you got something out of the video. Stay motivated. Stay strong. Catch y'all in the next episode.